Good morning, friends, and welcome to today's garden vlog. So I just am returning back from Atlanta, and I'm going to plant some seeds in our garden, and I'm going to start out by just showing you what we're going to plant. So let's take a look. It is almost March 11th, March 12th, I don't know. Cilantro. This is something for, I'm in zone 7B. There we go. So got cilantro splits. I think I could have put these out a little bit earlier. It gets very hot in Virginia very quickly. It's already 70 degrees today. And these are slow bolts. So we're going to try these. And I think you get double duty from cilantro because I think you get the coriander seeds as well if it does bolt. I've got two different types of nasturtium. I don't know how many are left in. Oh, these might be gone. I don't feel any, and these are usually big seeds. These are black velvet, so those are probably gone. That's fine. We'll do these ones, which are a beautiful cherry rose nasturtium. These are edible in salads and things, but they're also absolutely beautiful and add pollination to your garden. We are going to, from My Gardener, plant some Great Lakes crisp head lettuce. Now, obviously, I think this is more for like a northern climate, and I have a southern. We'll see how it works. I also have some small snapdragon seeds we're going to lay in between and around the edges of the flower bed. And we have some lettuce. This was a free seed from Baker Creek. Cool? I don't know, but it looks like kind of a cool lettuce. So we're going to plant some of this first, though, and then I've got some seed starter mix I'm going to lay on here because I've got a lot of mulch and leaves and different things. I did plant some right before I left, and then it kind of dried out. I think it's going to be okay. It'll come back to life. I just watered it, but I planted some lettuce. It's not dead. It's just droopy. You can see them there, and I'm going to add the soil first, but I want to just show you this. Robert had got me this for Christmas. So it's telling me my light is low here, although I'm kind of crowding it right now. It needs water, and it's saying, oops, this is the wrong one. I'm on number 2. So let's go. There we go. Okay, that's the one that's registering now. This is number 2. You can see the 2 here. So it is showing it still needs water, that it is getting high sun, but that is because none of this has leafed out yet. So as that leaves out, I am going to lose sun back here, but that'll be fine because a lot of this is shade stuff. It is number 2. It is the temperature of the soil is 84. Can you see that? Is 84 degrees. Okay, ignore the time. That is very wrong, but this is all correct. Okay, so now that I know what the planting is, I definitely am going to plant the seeds here and then put and I'm going to do an update on my pea experiment here shortly for you guys in another video, but I am going to go ahead and smooth the soil out and then lay down the organic gardening potting mix, seed starting mix on here, and then we're going to start laying out where our seed's going to go. Obviously these are going to be peas coming up here. I do want to put another climbing, like a couple tomatoes in here, but I'm going to flatten this out really quickly, lay the seed starting stuff down, and then we will get going. Being able to get back into the garden, and I'm excited to see what we didn't really use this bed much other than for like marigolds and some potatoes last year, so I'm excited to see what this bed can produce. So let's lay out what we're gonna do. So our snapdragons and our nasturtiums, they are going to sort of be on the edge, okay? So the nasturtiums will kind of climb. I'm going to make like 2 rows here. I'm just gonna sort of make it. They're gonna go all along both sides here. I might just do like every other one, like a nasturtium, and then, because I'm not gonna do much with the snapdragon seeds other than drop them in. They need light to germinate, and I got to get over there too. So anyway, these are going to go every other row. All right, and then our 2 different lettuces. Oh, and cilantro. I don't know how big cilantro gets. I got to look. I also have these. I don't know if these work, if these are good, but these are bunching onions. So what I'm going to do is behind that, I'm going to do the bunching onions. I'm going to do this lettuce here, that lettuce there, and I'm going to look up the cilantro, and because I don't know how big the cilantro gets, but herbs typically are going to be right around the edges as well, or close. It might be like, I might do the cilantro like right in there. I think that's what we're going to do. Yeah, so let's start inside first with the cilantro, and then work our way outside. Okay, I'm gonna keep this hand open and just cover up my ring finger. So let's get our cilantro first. See if it says how big it gets. 80 seeds, it says 7 to 10 days to sprout. It doesn't really say, so I have no idea how long these little guys are gonna last, or how big they are. I've never grown cilantro before. And these are split cilantro seeds, so, oh, they're so little. I'm just sort of gonna put, we're gonna put them in. We're just gonna see what happens with these. Maybe I get tons of cilantro. I don't know. Cover those guys up. And I'm using seed starting mix because I've got a lot in this bed, and I don't want the bed to, I want the seeds to be able to pop through the leaves and different things that are over here. So put a couple more over here. And I got a couple more that I'm gonna put over on the side here. And if I have too much, I'm just gonna sort of sprinkle them in here. It's fine. Okay, those ones are done. So now let's do our leeks. I don't know if these seeds are any good. They look like they're a little bit older. Oops, I just dropped one, but it's fine. Little black seeds, okay? Oh, this is really hard to do. I don't have anything out here to put you guys on as far as like a stand goes right now. But I'm gonna set those, oh, a whole bunch of them fell right here. Let me move those. We might have leeks and cilantro kind of mixed in. I don't care, it's fine, because I'm not sure that these seeds are going to make it. I'm overseeding these because I don't know if they're gonna make it. Anything that grows I will be happy with, because those are old seed. I'm gonna put some on the back area too, because if I get a bunch of bunching onions, I'm thrilled with that. Yeah, oh yeah, I said leeks, they're bunching onions. I'm gonna put more on the other side too, but first, let me put these back in here with my cilantro. Let's go ahead and get some of the lettuce down, and then we'll do, lastly, we will do the snapdragons and the nasturtiums. And lettuce, you can keep doing like multiple crops. Lettuce seed is very little. It's very little, and you can do multiple crops of this and just sort of sprinkle it all over. And we should get some nice lettuce growing in here. And I'm not even going to do anything with that. It's got soil contact, so other than sort of patting it down, I'm going to leave that lettuce be, and it'll water it, and it'll be fine, and it'll grow. I'm not really even burying that. Now, I will bury, I'm going to put more on the other side, but I will bury these, the nasturtium seeds. They take a little longer to grow. They're so beautiful. These are quite a big seed, so I'm just going to plant one. And these are going to be right on the bottom, and you want to plant them like deep enough. These do take a while, but you want to plant them double as like the size of them in the soil here. And these are also a really great protective plant. They're a medicinal plant, but they're almost like a trap crop. They're pretty and beautiful, and you can use them in salads. But they also keep other things away from your food, or away from your plants that you're growing, your other herbs and stuff, like bugs and stuff. They keep things away. So this is kind of called like a polyculture type of a planting, because you're mixing all your stuff in. So if I planted all my lettuce in the exact same spot, it's really easy for the slugs and snails to find it, because it's a massive planting of lettuce, right? So one slug comes, they invite all their little slug friends, and then they have a slug party, like a big slug fest, and everything is eaten. But when you mix in your stuff, like I can just go ahead right up here and throw one of these nasturtiums kind of in the middle, it kind of confuses them, and it makes it harder for them to find what they're looking for, because they got to go through all this other vegetation to get the one thing that they want. So that's sort of what I'm going to try to do this year, as far as the way that we're growing. I know you can hear me, but you can't see me right now. We may have some whatchamacallit coming up here, marigolds as well, because I just chopped and dropped the marigolds. So any marigold seeds that are in here, those are such a great trap crop, and these were huge, big, beautiful ones. So again, they'll be it's going to be like a garden bliss of just everything. So now these seeds are very little, so I'm going to use these very sparingly. These are about the size of probably smaller than a pepper seed. They do need light, so these guys are just going to be sprinkled. And then once they're watered, I think the thing for me is to make sure that I come out here daily and make sure these stay watered, because they're so stinking small. And these the color is kind of cool on these too. This is a new one. It's called Snapdragon Flames. It's got like red, orange, like a pinky purple, and yellow. Really pretty. I also did some of these in jugs. I poured some in the jug this morning. We'll see how many of these grow. So there's not many in here, so I'm just going to dump them, what was left. Okay, so we have all that done. What I'm going to do now is take the rest of the nasturtiums around the side, and I'll put other flowers in there, and we have lettuce on the other side we're going to do as well. So let's take these guys and let's kind of finish here. I'm going to just pour some of these out, because these are so big, they're easy to see. Get out of the way, leaf. It feels so good to be in the garden again, friends. So good. And the nice thing about nasturtiums is you kind of plant them once and they reseed themselves. and they usually come up. They don't last too long in my garden because the heat gets too much, but they should last a little while longer in this garden because this garden doesn't get as hot. It's like a little microclimate back here, and it's not as hot as like up front. Got this whole little pile. Some of them are sinking, which is fine. They can grow there. I don't care if they're, as long as they're on the edge, they can grow wherever they'd like to. I'm going to plant some of those bunching onions over here too. And then we're going to put the sprinkler on and give everything a thorough soaking. Okay. Now, let's do some lettuce over here. This is a different type of lettuce. And again, we're just sprinkling the lettuce in. I got enough stuff in here that it's gonna have enough light to germinate and be fine. That's done. Now we need onions. Hear the birds, isn't that nice? They want the seed. I do have to worry about that because they're watching. There's the seed. You see it in there? I don't know if it's... Oh, I just dumped a whole shitload right there. I mean, crap load. I mean, you know. Might have to thin some of that. And I'm going to also show you. Let's see if I sit you down here. I'm gonna put some cilantro back in here too. This I will cover. Okay. Gardening is about trial and error. And did I do all that right? No, probably not. Absolutely not. Did I do know that this stuff is okay to go out now in my area, so that's good. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get the, I'm going to throw this out. I've got to get the sprinkler going on it. I do have a little water I can water in now, and then I'm going to get the sprinkler on it. And then we're going to go in, and I'm just going to mark it. Man, I got mulch all over my phone. I'm going to mark the date that I planted it. Journal it. It's going to be an experiment. If it comes up, it comes up. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And it may be my issue. It might be something I have to cover. Maybe I have to wait longer. Maybe we get a freeze and it dies. I don't know, but I was itching to get out here. I have a lot of seed, and I just wanted to try. So let's go ahead and get the water going. First, we'll do whatever's left in here. There's not a lot left in this one. But those lettuces that are in there absolutely need a lot of water. All right, let's get the sprinkler. I don't think there's any. Yeah, that's empty. Okay. Well, plan change. I thought Robert had hooked up the water. He hasn't, so when he gets home, I'm gonna make him do that. But I had to go in the house to get a watering can full of water, and I can't keep going back and forth with my foot. I actually have a castor oil pack on my ankle. It's not doing really well, and I have baseball practice with the little guys Friday. So I am going to water this in my way here, and then I'll have to get Robert to fix the water so I can do it right. I don't want the seed to burn up, because you don't want the seed to get wet and then dry out, because it starts to grow, and then it'll stop growing if the seed dries out. So, all right, well, that's what we have right now. I did just wet. I got a good amount of wet. You can see like that's all wet. So I'm gonna probably do one more of these, and then I've got to go back to work. I'm gonna take this in the house, and I'll do one more, and then when Robert gets home, he can hook it up so I can get the sprinkler going. But I do want to show you, I have little broccolis over here. These are the ones that are going to go back up on the deck. So our carrots are doing okay. They need thinning, but they're doing fine. I think these are lettuces. I'm not sure, but I think I sprinkled lettuce in here. This is, these guys are violas or pansies coming up. There's a few of them here. They self-seeded. I've got garlic back there. There's lettuce back there. This is just a Thai. But this lettuce made it through the winter. This is more lettuce. That's what that is. I'm pretty sure. Also, we have more pansies coming up here. This is garlic that got messed up during the freeze, but it looks like it's doing fine. The tips are burned, but underneath it should be fine. That might be some arugula right there. Not sure. I also do have, this is an onion. I do have some onions in here. Onion. They're just sort of sporadic in here. And oregano is doing great. This is a weed. This can come out. But look, I have little onions here. And I can't believe, that's not one. I can't believe these onions made it through the winter. But I guess they had leaves and stuff over them, so they were fine. And then some of this, like this one's no good. This one's dead. So these ones, I think these are cauliflowers. I don't know. They're just starting to get like little, they're getting the middles closing up so they can develop a head. However, in this one, I've got actual broccoli that is coming up on every single one. You can see this. This one's doing really well. And there's just little broccolis. There's another one. Broccoli everywhere. So we should get a nice good harvest of spring. And look at all the baby ones coming in behind it. So I should get a nice grouping of broccoli from this. And these are also little baby onions here. So once the broccolis are done, here's another one. Once they come out, then those guys should be ready to, this is a weed, take over and get in there and do really well. So I'm not too worried about cleaning this out just yet. At all. So there's what I planted. White globe bunching onions. That's what these little guys are. We'll see how they do. So here's another one in here. They're just sort of kind of sprinkled in kind of everywhere. I think that's what I just planted too, is the bunching onions. So hopefully the ones I sprinkled in will take as well. This one I'm going to pull out because it's broken. Can you see that? So I'm just going to pull that out. Sometimes they'll start coming the roots in there. It's in there. So I'm going to just leave that in there and see what happens with it. And we'll leave this in and see also what happens. But it is doing pretty well. Okay, friends, I'm going to take this stuff in the house. And I've got to get back to work, but I'm going to fill one of these up so when I get a little break, I can come out and water it. Just make sure that whole area is really soaked. And then I'll give you guys updates on what grows and what doesn't. I'm going to go fill out my journal and what I just sort of threw the seeds down and what I buried and the date. And that way we can keep track of what's growing, what works in this weather in zone 7B. And what if you see a bunch of birds eating the seed or what happens, we'll just kind of pay attention to that and take notes for next year. Okay, friends, it's raining out here and I'm braving the rain for all of you just to show you. So it's only been a week since I've planted any of the seeds in this garden. Hold on one second. Okay, however, I wanted to show you, I added some onions in the corner and we do have some baby seedlings coming up. which I think, I'm not sure, I'm looking at them now, but I think it's lettuce that's coming up. So let me just show you guys up. And some of our, this might be a bird thing, or it might be a Terry thing. I might have, these keep popping up and I keep pressing them down, the little nasturtiums. Might be a bird thing. So in the corners, I have some onions that were just growing in our yard, and I cut the tops off and planted them in. You can see these are, those are my snap peas. They're doing wonderful. But looky right here. That's a snap pea too. I just squished it. But anyway, these little guys are coming in, and there's a seedling there, and there's another one coming down here and right there. So they're all coming in. And then look, I told you these guys would bounce back. All of the lettuces, this one was the worst off, but even this one, he's still doing great. I pulled a lot of him off, so he had a lot to go. Now on this side that doesn't get as much sun, just a week later, I really don't see any of the seeds over here coming in, which is fine. On average, it takes about 2 weeks, and we've had some really cold temperatures, and nasturtium seeds, I don't expect them quite to come up yet. They take a little bit to get through the shell. You've got to keep them wet. They take a little longer. And they'll be very distinctive when they pop through, because their leaves are like the cutest little lily pads you've ever seen. This is my speaker, by the way. I just turned it off. So when they come through, I will give you guys an update as this thing, because some of those seeds were old. I didn't know if they were going to germinate, but anything that does, I will be sure and give you guys an update. So that's it for now for this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm having fun doing the gardening vlogs. It makes me a little bit more accountable to get some of it done. I don't have a lot of time, so in fact, right now I got piles and piles of laundry I gotta fold and put away before Robert gets here, and then we're gonna have dinner, and we're gonna rest for the evening, because tomorrow I have an insane day. I believe today is the first day of spring. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We had beautiful weather. I was working through all of it, and then I came home and it rained. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. I will see you all in the next one. If you love the gardening vlogs, please comment below. I always love hearing from all of you and for your tips and tricks in the garden, and then also whatever you've planted so far. I'd love to know, like, what zone you're in. If you know. If you don't know, it's a quick, easy Google check, and it'll tell you your zone, your planting zone, or just let me know where you're at, what state you're in, and if you have started planting anything and what your weather's like. I will see you guys all in the next video, friends. Bye.